Awesome. Well, in the last session, a while back before all my traveling happened, the group had spent the last few hours in Patrida discussing and preparing for the long trek out to the sinking dunes to follow the presumed trail and picture left behind by Vincent and his team. You, alongside the hired expedition team, took a dune treader out, a fully stocked one with water and provisions, on I believe it was about I want to say, I forgot the exact duration of the trip. I think it was about 14 days out there. About a 14-day trip out into the dunes, taking the edge along the split to avoid most of the harsher, terrain. You veer into the sinking dunes, to which Lucian and Yuri begin to have very odd feelings. Yuri being able to, understand it more as it to be an indication of heading the wrong way, possibly, but not sure exactly what direction is the right way, just that they were going the wrong way. Using the picture that Nasir still had on hand from the lighthouse, you begin to guide the trip towards the northwestern quadrant of the dunes, where eventually, far off in the distance, you spotted a lone dune treader out in the sand, kind of slightly rocking as if swaying in an ocean. Your dune treader was stopped a few yards away. You all dismounted and began to trek closer. You noticed 3 ropes kind of descended and stuck in the sand, and as you began to investigate further, you all lost footing and purchase on the very ground beneath your feet, and you fell, kind of cascading through these waterfalls of sand down, cracking into people and rock before eventually hitting hard onto the ground. 2 of you were knocked out, but quickly woken back up by Yuri using the first aid kit, or rather, using a feature from the class, rather. When you all came to and had regained your bearings, you realized that this expansive chasm, or cavern, whatever it was, housed a pyramid just across what looked to be 100-yard, football length, old rickety rope bridge with writings on the support beams and on the actual... He's dead. Writing on the support pillars as well as on the planks of the bridge itself. These planks were deciphered by both Jalil and Nasir to have read... Where is it? Here it is. Forsaken by rays of sun, we cowered beneath the light of moon, as well as upon the precipice of comprehension and insanity you now walk, which seemed to hold some truth to it as you all begin to venture across this bridge. You start having odd feelings, almost like instinctual gut reactions to certain stimuli that weren't visibly present, but that seemed to just, as if looking down a long fall, that instinctual feeling to back away from it overtook everyone in the group. Before we move forward, I will explain to Jalil what he gleaned from those pillars, because Jalil also probably would have expressed this to the group at the time, that the handwriting found on the support beams and pillars looked very familiar, very reminiscent of the same writing that he and Yuri had seen on the star map, which is the information you would have gleaned, Tarth, that I was going to tell you next session. You all crossed the bridge, and upon looking back, realized it was not 100 yards, it was maybe 25, and that this odd feeling had finally subsided as you reached the other side of it. You noticed 2 freshly laid tarps over bodies. Lucian investigated, found a family photo within these 2 matching lockets. it was revealed from both the photo and from recollection by Nasir that this was their parents that had gone missing almost 2 decades ago. With little time to spend on the long-deceased bodies, you all pushed forward into the pyramid. And that is where we pick up. Let me place... Oh, wrong song. This is what I wanted. This is the song I wanted. There we go. Drink some more water real quick.
I went and grabbed a snack. I made avocado toast.
Shoot.
You all cross the threshold and enter the pyramid. Immediately you are greeted by a grand staircase before you and passageways off to either side of the entrance, both bending out of sight deeper into the structure. The walls of the interior are inherently different from that of the exterior. They are a barely translucent, opalescent type material. And I now give you all the floor as to decide where you wish to go. Halls off to left and right, staircase leading up. Still say so he knows. There we go.
There's no map for it?
No.
Okay. Here for the Mind.
We're still in front of the pyramid?
You're
We
inside.
crossed the bridge?
You're inside currently. You guys have just walked in.
Ah.
Hey, Jose. Just recapped. I will give the recap to you.
Translucent walls? Or-
They are barely translucent, like an opalescent material, but they are made like an opal kind of material, so you can kind of see through them, but not entirely. It's weird. 'Cause
Using my abilities, and from what I can see, could I make a check of some kind to be able to see if there's anything that looks unstable, like something we should avoid?
that would be something for Drew to roll. He's the structural integrity guy. You can try and roll me either intelligence, not say be intelligent, roll me an intelligence check in particular. But
I'm not on my computer. Can you roll for me?
I got you. I'll recap for you when you get your computer as well. Just let me know when you're there so I can tell you what it is. But yes, roll me a
I was
wisdom
looking
check.
for anything that looks off, basically.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll me a wisdom check, or intelligence. No, sorry, I said intelligence. My bad. Intelligence. Drew is wisdom. My fault.
I'll use my stuff with this too.
He gets an extra D10.
Is it wisdom?
Intelligence. Sorry, Drew is wisdom. I was looking at his sheet saying, "Well, I said that. You are intelligence."
For perception, it was always wisdom.
But you're trying to glean structural integrity of this of the general location. If you're trying to just take the place in as a whole, that'd be wisdom.
No.
If you're trying to look for, in
Yeah,
particular,
no, I said anything that looks off.
I suppose then wisdom would work.
Yeah, I'm looking like I'm just like something that like looks out of place, that type of thing.
In that case, yes.
You know, I changed with what I was doing. Just those the other ones were. Let me do this, and then I'm gonna use my the D10. Just like that one. Okay. Damn.
86.
86.
Very dense material all around. Doesn't seem structurally unstable. If it was, at the very least, if it wasn't an unstable or have anything off about the interior, it's not easily noticeable even with something like that. You don't see anything that would bring concern to traversing the inside. Just like with you, Drew, with your check for the material and structure check for the place, the material of the walls looks to be like a dense, like glass or hard gemstone, like a very thick, kind of crystalline material. You're not entirely sure what type of gemstone it is, but it definitely is based on some sort of sedimentary or compound rock of some kind. For your check, Drew.
Wait, don't I have a trait where I should be able to see how old it is?
You do. I will have you roll that as well. It would be intelligence. And this is your night terrors. Says how old it is. Actually, I don't believe you have that. That would be.
What are my traits?
You have a trait for the material. Oh, you. Sorry, I'm dumb. Yeah, it is. It's in there. I saw material or integrity, but the first one is age, material, or integrity. That's what it was. Okay. So in that case, with I keep rolling private on accident. Sorry. Why is it doing that? For Drew, you got with an 80. Trying to gauge the age of this structure is something that should be possible for you. However, it dates well beyond any kind of feasible time you could estimate. It is well over. I mean, just looking at how it's settled here, taking a look at any dust or sand that's accumulated, gauging general wear, the best estimate you can get is well over 500 years, you want to say?
Okay, thank you.
Let me see, just to make sure. Let's see here, just to make sure I get this right. Ah, my bad. Wrong number. Well over 700 years. I bet 700. It's hundreds of years old. To a certain extent, even knowing how many years old it is becomes irrelevant once you pass the first, 500 years for you, because the calendar from where you're from is at the year 452. So anything beyond 500 is something you don't even bother counting at that point. The Eremos calendar stops at about 700, which is the current year. So this dates well beyond, at the very least, anything you've seen of age in Gaspillage. It exceeds 500 years plus.
Alright, I gotcha.
But there are 3 directions. There's right, there's left, and then there's up the staircase. Which way would you all care to go? Or which way would anyone care to go at this point? Whoever wants to take the lead is welcome to go off on their own and investigate.
Again, I believe I have a. First things first, I'm going to pull out my. Because of how diminutive this interior is, I'm going to pull out my oil lantern.
Okay.
I'm going to light it and get us some light so we can see a little better.
Very good. Beyond the general light coming in from the open doorway, this place is fairly dark inside, almost pitch black, as there is no light that breaks through this stone material. So this lantern does offer decent illumination to the lot of you. Would anyone care to do anything? There's more than one
Is the
person.
room, is the temple or the pyramid hollow? Like, are we just in one big room, or is this like a main entrance?
This is the main entrance. It goes up multiple floors, but there are currently 2 hallways on either side of the main staircase that keeps going upwards. You guys are right at the entranceway.
And there's writing on the wall in the entrance, but nothing in here.
Nothing here that you can see so far. No writing.
I'd probably start heading forward. Main staircase looks the most important, so
Look for. Can I look for any tracks? Like any just. Is there sand in here too, or is it
No,
just
nothing in here.
bare? Yeah, it's been.
It's been sealed
There were
off.
2 staircases.
No, there's 2 passageways. There's a pathway to the left, a path to the right, and then there's the main staircase.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna head up the staircase.
Okay. You begin to head up the staircase.
How many of us is there?
Was that?
How many of us is there?
There are. I mean, technically total, there are 9 of you right now. There's only 8 of you, or 6 of you. I can't count. 7 of you in the call, but there are technically 9 of you.
Can I, in character, make a suggestion that we split up into 3 teams of 3?
Yeah, by all means. Drew suggests you all teams of 3, different directions.
Could we just split up in our normal like parties? I think that would be a good idea.
It is up to the players individually how they want to separate.
Marlon, Yuri, you wanna come with me up the main?
Yeah.
Do not think we should be here.
I'll,
Do I? But,
I'm most focused on finding a way out.
Every step we take taints another decade of our lives. This place is wrong.
So what group wants to head left then? Because currently, I believe... Actually, only Lizzie's group is currently missing, it looks like. it's just Lizzie from her group right now. Everyone else is here. So I'll ask Lizzie. Lizzie, which direction do you want to go in first?
I'll go upstairs.
Okay, upstairs. What about you, Julia? Where do you want to go to?
one of the side rooms.
All right, pick one.
Yeah, left.
Left? Is anyone joining Jaleel heading left?
I won't spend long.
Have a distinct visual difference.
There's
Sorry, yeah. I go with Jillo, of course.
there's no distinction in these rooms. If there
I go
was,
with Jalil. Drew
alright,
goes with Jalil.
so Drew and
To the left.
Jaleel. About you, Yuri? What are you heading?
Yuri is still absolutely not wanting to go anywhere at this moment. This entire place freaks him the fuck out.
So,
That one.
what direction did everyone else go to?
Alexi wants to go upstairs. Alexander wants to go upstairs. Jaleel and Drew are heading left. Yuri hasn't moved. Lucian hasn't moved. And I'm just gonna have Kazmina and Nasir go with whoever goes by themselves. Because if we're doing,
So, 2 people went up, 2 people went left?
yep,
Did I
and
count that right?
yes, and the other 5 are sitting in the main lobby still. Haven't fully decided.
Can we agree to meet back here in maybe 15 minutes? Just in case anything.
That is a
Okay.
fantastic idea. I can stay behind and make sure it's safe.
So. And remember, just yell if you need anything.
I can do more than that. And let me just make sure I'm right about what I'm doing here to make sure I'm not incorrectly describing what I pull out.
12 gauge shotgun.
What about you, Lucian?
No, I pull out a crossbow loaded with a flare round.
What about you,
Pulls out a
Lucian?
concealed carry M249.
What about you, Lucian? Where are you heading to? Which direction? Chris?
Actually, really quickly, these stretched off hallways, how do they like immediately turn, or are they like long stretches that hit the center room we're in?
They're not long, but they're decently like. I mean, they go beyond your vision because it is a dark interior.
Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to I'm
Have
going to
fireball
play
right at my hallway.
blue flare.
One second, Jose. What was that, Christian?
I'm gonna take a blue flare, which has 35 steps of light, but only lasts for no. Wait, it has 10 steps of light. No, I'll take out an orange flare. That's 35 steps of light for 1 hour, so that people can have a light reference once they get close enough to the main room.
Okay.
And I'll burn that in a point that hits all of the doorways, hopefully evenly.
Are you
So that
drop the flare in the middle of the room? Lucy, which direction do you wish to head in?
Those are only 3 directions.
Yep, up, left, and right. Currently, Alexi and Alexander are heading up. Drew and Jill are heading left. No one's going right yet. And it looks like Yuri wants to stay in the main kind of lobby entrance area.
I'll go right.
Okay. And Marlon.
If this Lucian heading right, I'll go right as well.
Alright, I will send... I'm going to just put it here. Entrance is... I mean, if you want to go explore, Yuri, the Seer and Cosmini can wait at the entrance.
Yuri's twigged the fuck out, and no one has tried to convince him otherwise.
That's a Jaleel job. Jaleel's the historian guy.
If Jalil notices and cares enough, that's up to him. Meanwhile, I'm staying next to the blue flare.
I will offer that to Tarek, because you and Jalil, you and Yuri are the only ones that seem to be versed in any of the historical things about Eremos in this group currently. So it's up to you if you would say anything or not. Because Nasir and Cosmina will be waiting at the entrance regardless, because the players aren't here right now.
And everybody was feeling like when we were walking across the bridge last session, that was like, has anybody talked about
Nope,
that?
no one's talked about it. Not a single person has talked about the feelings you guys have had crossing that bridge. No one has discussed that.
I was not here.
Yeah. Clearly, there is something palpable in this place, but it could be the nerves just getting the best of me. I don't know. Does anybody else feel like there's something off?
Yeah.
This is a very important distinction. Things felt off.
The vibe.
Oh, sorry. Things felt off up until you fully crossed the bridge. As soon as you crossed the bridge, all sense of stress and anxiety was just gone instantly. Like it just dropped away.
Was there like a hole at the bridge? Like it was like just a bottomless pit?
Yeah, it was just a bridge over a chasm. The further you walked across the bridge, the worse the feeling got for you, and as soon as you fully crossed it, it all just went away.
Is this also known as the? Is this known as the Pyramid of Neuralath?
Huh?
Neuralathotep?
Nyarlathotep?
Yeah.
Let's see, in particular, let me see if I can find it real quick.
Christian gets it.
I know exactly what you're talking about, you freak.
Yeah.
You guys, as soon as you
Freaky ass shit.
fully crossed the bridge, you felt like at ease. Like there's a weight that lifted off your shoulders almost instantly. And there's just like a part of you didn't like that feeling. Something about it makes you uneasy, but you, as opposed to when you were across the bridge where you felt very like claustrophobic almost, you feel very free and open-minded and clear and without anxieties here. Even if you yourself hold them as a character, any odd feelings you had, like lingering emotions regarding this structure or the journey across the bridge, it all left you as soon as you stepped foot off the bridge.
There's no way you're making this without like some sort of inspiration from Nyarlathotep.
I don't think I read that one.
You're fucking kidding me. This is just like fucking Christian's Moradin spell bullshit.
What?
So, going into the Pyramid of Nyarlathotep in Lovecraftian mythos, you lose all sense of anxiety and stress. I'm not even shitting you.
Oh.
You lose all sense of what being human is, and you exist to serve. There is no pain, there is no anxiety, there is nothing.
Oh.
I shrug.
There is only the ground.
But with that in mind, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt everyone's conversation, but when Jaleel mentioned the anxiety feeling he was had, I was like, that feeling would have been gone as soon as you crossed the bridge, in case you wanted to rectify the statement you had said. But it's my fault for intruding in your mid-discussion, Jaleel, so you can continue.
And Yuri's just staying back on his own?
I mean, unless...
There are 2 other people with me.
Okay. That's better. It's good to have a rendezvous, I guess.
Okay. We, in that case, will start with the group heading to the right. Marlon and Lucian, you guys begin to trek down the passageway. It does grow increasingly dark the further you go down, to the point where you can barely see your own feet beneath you. But you eventually, though walking slow, passageway bends at the corner. As you round it, you are met with a prie-dieu, which I'll put a picture of that in there. It's a very particular thing I had to look up for how I want to word this. Images. You're met with something. Of course, it doesn't look exactly like this, but I'll put it in the chat. It looks akin to this as you round the bend.
Interesting.
You're with a prie-dieu and a carving of a circular kind of celestial object presiding above a land, sky, and depiction of a person kneeling in worship. A small altar rests just beneath the carving. Sitting atop it is a baseball-sized item, an object draped beneath a thin, gilded veil. And that's what the 2 of you see as you round that right corner passageway. Lucian? Marlon?
I just sat back down. What?
Well, in that case, Lucian?
Can I approach it?
Yeah. You walk up to the altar. It is not much there. It is just that, like, prie-dieu thing, an altar of some kind, and then a carving. And then beneath the carving atop the altar of the prie-dieu is this baseball-sized shaped item, kind of beneath this thin gilded veil, almost like I don't know what the exact word for it would be, but that seems to be the only object that is a center focus here, is that, beyond the carving on the wall.
What does the carving on the wall say?
It is just a circular celestial object presiding above a land, a sky, and a depiction of a person that's kneeling in worship beneath this object. And then right beneath the carving itself is where the altar with this baseball object is resting.
I'm going to remove the veil.
Okay. Roll me either intelligence or wisdom with a... I'll give you a bonus of 2d10 to that, and I'll tell you why in a moment here, depending on what you roll. You can also add 2d10 to that if you want to. You don't need to. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're chilling. As soon as you lifted off this veil and see the object here, some of the carvings and markings on the object itself bear, and this is why I got the bonus to it, bear a striking resemblance to the artifact you've seen Jaleel hold on occasion. It is much smaller than the one Jaleel has. This is just a tad larger, but this one has very similar filigree and designs across its surface.
Okay. Take.
Just add in small artifact. This artifact has a... I don't have to give it a name, but I will whisper you something, Chris. Here you go, Chris. Oh, I worded that wrong. I worded it wrong. It's not as an action, but you get the idea. We go now to the team that went up the stairs.
Yeah.
You climb the staircase toward the second floor. The stairs are wide, able to accommodate 10 or more people walking side by side all at once. It takes the better part of nearly 5 minutes to ascend fully to the top, until finally you reach flat ground. There we go. The second level of this building is very different. It has one long hallway going straight back toward the next set of ascending stairs. In the middle of the hallway's length is a door, and just behind the staircase on the far side is another. There are 2 more doors here and another staircase heading up on the second floor, but it continues upwards. And this is what both you and Alexander would see, Alexi, as you reach the top. Is just this long hallway, one staircase heading upwards, a door at the very end of the hallway, and a door in the middle of the hallway.
What is your fancy?
Do the doors look the same?
The one in the middle of the hallway looks not super fanciful. I'd say they both look about the same, roughly. One has more ornate-ish kind of scrawlings across its surface, but they're of the same make. There's no difference in the material of them. It's just one is kind of labeled differently. One more here.
The fancier one might have something. I'll go up to that door that's fancier.
I'll go with her.
And check it out.
Sorry, someone knocked something off the wall in the house. I didn't see what happened. So, what did the two of you decide? My fault.
We're going to the fancy one.
Okay. We'll have to come back to that one in a second here, because that's a lot in that room. There's a lot in that room. Hang on. Actually, let me go get my dog out. Alright. Actually, we'll do the hallway door first. I will... No, yeah, there's a lot in your room, so I will have to go to the quicker room first, because you have a lot to investigate in that one.
Gotcha.
The leftmost group, Drew and Jaleel. Following the passage to the left and rounding the bend, you come across a dark chamber. Your eyes take a moment to adjust before you take in a scattering of opalescent stones hanging at different heights, persistently spinning ever so slightly on coiled ropes. There's no visible indication of what this room might have once been, as the only unique and noticeable portion of the area is a stone grate or vent of some kind, placed against one of the interior walls.
Hmm. I probably would have done it when we first saw the pyramid, but can I make a check to recall, like, hearing of pyramids, temples? I have a feature too that I can add a D10 to that.
I'm saying this for a very particular reason. You cannot.
Oh. Okay.
And I cannot explain why, but even just trying to think of it,
It eludes my
any
grasps.
anything you would have traveled in hearing. This is beyond a profound discovery. There's never been mention nor tale of anything like this, ever, in any history you found recorded.
I'll go to the stone grate, see if just kind of peer inside, move it, and see if it's
It is
loose at all.
not easily be moved. It is stone, so it can definitely probably be broken with enough force. However, the stone grate itself it is a fairly tall stone grate. It is like a crouch. Like if you were to crouch down, it's about that high up in terms of height wise, about like 4.5 feet tall, and it just goes straight back into darkness.
Seems there is not much in here, huh? Is Jose here?
I think so. Let me check. Oh, he's not here yet.
Oh.
He must be booting his computer or something like that. I thought he was here, but he's not here currently.
I'll take a look around and just do my usual, look for any writing.
Okay.
Probably head back to the main room.
Yeah, no need to roll. There's no writing in this room. It is just these. You hear the kind of the ropes kind of twisting and rotating back and forth repeatedly. These holding these stones up, but no
Weird.
writing. It's just the stones. Again, varied heights. Some are like lower, some are higher, almost at the ceiling. They're all across the ceiling, in corners, in the middle.
Is it the same stone as the walls?
Yes.
Like a kind of oval.
Same stone as
okay.
the interior walls. Yes.
Alright.
When you return to the group, after
I'm
about
gonna take a sip of my intellectonic, my dose,
Ooh, okay.
daily dose.
I thought you were doing.
Okay,
I
ask
thought you were doing the full dose. I was like full dosage. Oh
No,
shit. Okay, I got you.
I gotta ask you later how many days we've been out here too, but we can do that after.
Because I believe it was what? It was 1 dose per week for you, right?
Yeah.
It's been about
like a bottle a week.
Oh, then I'd say you're a bottle a week.
Yeah.
In that case, you'd be down 3 bottles total at this point.
Okay. I'll mark that down.
After about 10 minutes, because it was 5 minutes to get up the stairs, 10 minutes for the rest of you all to go investigate. After about 10 minutes, Yuri, the group begins to return. The group from the right is the first one, and the group to the left comes a few minutes after. The staircase group has not returned yet at this point in time. They are still up there.
As we return? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, everyone has gotten back to the main entrance area except for the group that went up the stairs. Everyone else has returned. You guys were the last to get back. Jaleel, you and Drew were the last to get back.
Okay. What'd you find on the right room? There's a bunch of stones on the ropes
Chris?
hanging.
Marlon?
They're dead.
Hello,
Huh?
guys?
Sorry, my thing was muted. What's up?
Jaleel was talking to you guys.
So I'm just
Oh,
curious.
me and Lucian came back already?
Yeah. Because, I mean, there wasn't much to investigate.
Oh.
Beyond that, like, almost worship-looking corner, there wasn't much over there to investigate. So after about 10 minutes, you all had fully reconvened. But everyone except for the group up the stairs has come back at this point. And Jaleel was asking what you guys found on your side.
Like the...
I'm just gonna toss Jalil the rock or whatever the hell it is.
Okay. Jaleel, you were tossed a small, like, baseball-sized object. And you don't have to roll.
I'm
This
suspect.
bears not having to roll because it's been with your. I mean, I don't know how long you've had your personal object, but this bears striking resemblance to the object you have, the same artifact. Not the same filigree on it, but almost the same. Very similar looking writing or not writing, etchings and scrawlings across its surface. Very similar material. The only thing is, it's just smaller.
I'll put it in a safe pouch, and this will be very useful to my research.
And I will.
Thank you.
In that case, I will send you what I sent Chris. Your name in here is Tarek. There you go. Whisper to you, Tarek, in the chat.
Oh.
Miduri, sitting in, I guess, relative silence here, roll me a... Roll me a wisdom check. Also, I believe
let's go.
you weren't here last session, Tarek, and neither was Mason. Any sanity check made in this building gets a D10 bonus to it, just so everyone's aware. However, any failures count as 2 failures.
Oh no, Yuri!
I said it wasn't sanity, just a wisdom check.
Oh, okay.
You can't quite put your finger on it, Yuri, but head feels clearer than it has in a while. I'm not sure if it's just the silence here or the atmosphere, but who knows. However, everyone does return except for Alexandra and Alexi at this point in time. Do you all wish to wait or venture up after them?
You can go up the stairs.
Okay, I'm going to assume Drew's going to follow you as well.
Yeah.
Jalil and Drew being to head up the staircase after Alexi and Alexandra. I'll say Nasir and Cosmina as well.
Yeah.
We're dead.
Yuri,
We're
are
dead up
you
there.
is the main group that was here before? You wish to stay in the entrance?
I do not want to move.
There's only one way in and out, it seems, though. Whoever came in before are likely ahead.
It's just... none of this is right. I cannot bring myself to step on this ground. It is a betrayal of something. Something that will come back to haunt us.
Very well. I guess hold down the fort.
Okay, is everyone else heading up then except for Yuri? Notice how you're trying to convince Yuri to walk forward, I guess.
I can... Here, I'll walk up to him and see if you can make any sense of this. I am trusting you. This is very important to me, and I give him the artifact that I've had for a long time.
Okay.
Maybe it's can bring you some peace or something. I don't know.
What is this?
It's similar to the one that I just got thrown, and it's got some etchings on it, and it's kind of like a, if I remember it, it's almost like two pyramids stacked on top of each other, but like with soft edges, flat faces.
It is whatever you decided it to look like. That whatever you believe it to look as well looks like. That is your personal artifact. but you would have seen that this does bear resemblance to the item that Lucien and Marlon brought back, except this is the same one Jula has showed you very briefly previously before.
As we walk up the stairs, now don't run away with that. I need it.
I'm just gonna be infatuated by this thing now. I'm gonna give this a good long look.
I mean, if that's the case,
You want me to? Well,
go ahead and roll me. Was it? Go ahead and just roll me a D100, Christian.
A stray D100.
Yeah. And technically, this is a feature from Tark's thing, but I'll allow it this one time because he did let you use it.
Who?
Tark's like, I know what it is. Damn. He was hoping. Looking over this object given to you by Jalil, you feel like there's something you can learn, or some breakthrough you can make in your own mind, some clarity you might be able to find if only you just knew more about it and its origin, but for right now it's eluding you.
The strange artifact.
And you know Jalil's had it for quite a while and seems to have made some sort of breakthroughs with it in the past. However, whatever there is to glean from it yourself personally, you have not reached that same level of, I guess, understanding of this particular facet of metaphysical or philosophical theory.
I hope they have eternal life.
Lucien and Marlon, do you all head upstairs as well?
Yeah.
Alright, we will jump back to the other two who are 5 minutes ahead of you all. You guys will get there about 5 minutes after they have done their first investigation of this room. The room you all enter, or the room you enter, Alexi and Alexandra. It's odd. Upon approaching this door, you step on something just before the precipice, a slightly raised panel that sinks into the ground with a grinding thud. Then you're greeted by the sounds of sliding stone as the doors begin to almost separate to the right and open. It's gonna almost. I mean, it's a pressure plate. You guys know how pressure plates work in Despiage from where you guys are from. It's almost like that, but a much more archaic variation of it.
And that's right when we go in.
Yep, right when you walk to the doorway, that the door opens up as soon as you approach the precipice of like this. As soon as you get to the doorway entrance, you step on like a raised piece of stone, and the doors slide open by themselves almost as you approach. And if you step off of them, they close again. Step on them, they open again.
Honestly.
And you all enter. Or you all, the two of you enter. Within this chamber are rows of like rectangular benches or pews almost. Like they're solid. They go straight down to the ground. There's no like underneath them. It's just like a solid rectangular like structure of some kind. No chairs though. Each one looks to be made of like a golden stone engraved with symbols. However, the tops of them are the same kind of opal gemstone that seems to pervade much of the structure.
So it looks almost like a church in a way.
Possibly. I mean, there's no.
What's the...
Are there any books?
There's no direct correlation to churches in this setting at least, but it looks. It doesn't look like any church in our real world, or at least even in this world. No place of belief in this world either. There are no books though. Just a bunch of these. Like there's dozens, maybe like hundreds of these in here.
What are they facing?
They're all, I mean, all of them are the same. They're all the same rectangular shape. I mean, they're all organized in like rows, but they're all the same opalescent top. There's no direction they're facing, I guess, rather. I guess if they were to be facing direction, the short end of the rectangle would be facing the doorway. The long ways would be kind of outstretched away from you.
Follow this path. Can we follow the path?
I mean, there's no path. It's a big ass room. There's not really a path. You can I guess you can follow the I guess the direction of them themselves. Yes, you may. You guys begin to walk deeper inside, and as you kind of begin to draw near, you notice that across the side of these rectangular objects, the engravings, now that you can see them up closer, are that of like the sun, stars, or sunny days. All of them are different. They all have these same kind of designs and filigree on them of the, sunlight and warmth, and it's a very it's supposed to evoke a feeling of warmth almost, you can gather from these designs. But you guys continue walking and you reach the end of the room, and there is one of these rectangles that does not have the opalescent top. It is kind of set off to the side. The surface of it is not fully placed down on the top of the kind of bench type object.
I'll go touch it.
Walk over to it. Drawing closer to this kind of lid, you notice that the benches themselves are hollow. This one is hollowed out in the inside, and there is a stone sheet with writing placed inside of this hollowed out rectangle type object.
Stone sheet?
Yeah. Stone sheet with kind of writing carved inside of it. Or carved on it, inside of this hollowed out bench type object.
Does it look like Mojang writing?
Definitely isn't written in the same language from... It's the same writing, like same type of writing you saw on the bench, or on the support beams and planks of the bridge. So it does bear some older Mosin kind of writing.
I was about to say, because I was like, remember Gabe, I was not here for that session.
Yeah, no. And it's about this time, because this is a very large room, and it's about this time that the rest of you have reached the second floor as well. I'll come right back to you on this room in a moment here. What room would the rest of you go to at this point? You do see the same long hallway, a staircase, a door at the far side, and a door in the middle of the hallway. There are 2 doors in the staircase.
Probably the nearest door of
Okay.
heading to first.
Jalil and Drew begin to walk towards... I'll say Cosmina and Nasir as well, because they're just going to follow... I'm going to have them follow you two for right now.
Right.
Marlon and Lucian, you watch as Nasir, Cosmina, Drew, and Jalil begin to walk towards the central hallway door.
I'm going up.
Heading up still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You begin to head up. Where are you heading, Lucian?
Oh, I was chilling back at the entrance.
Oh, you're chilling with Yuri?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Yuri, after a few minutes, Lucian kind of treks back down the staircase and meets up with you again.
Is everything all right up there? Did you find the original group?
I'm just gonna walk past them and sit on the steps.
Thank
Ew. Just ignore him.
What are you doing, Yuri? It's been about, at this point, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes at this point.
That's a concerning amount of time. Didn't they say it would only be so long?
Yeah, I mean, they did say about 15, but no one has any watches here.
Well, I don't believe that Lucien would just know that everyone's fucked and come back not saying anything, so I'm not gonna stress it. But I don't know.
All right. Well, Marlon, I guess you're heading to the third floor alone. Then Marlon, the rest of them head to the middle door.
Yes.
All right. We'll come back to you later then. Come back to you in a second. As you are looking over this sketching or this stone sheet, Alexandra and Alexei, the door across the room, you hear it open before you see it because there's very low light inside. But you do hear the door across the room where you first came in slide open as well. There's the only
I
person
look
that
over in that direction.
there's the only person in that group is actually Jaleel right now. That's what I realized. Because Yuri and Lucien are downstairs and Marlon's looking upstairs, so the only person in that group would be Jaleel at that point.
Gotcha.
You look in that direction again. You can't see them because it is. You can see, it's a big room. This is a very large room. The lantern does not go across the entire room. It is a massive room.
Gotcha.
So you heard the door, and you saw a glimpse of like the light as the door opened up, and you saw people walk in. But then as soon as the door closed, they were all back in relative darkness again.
I'd say hello.
Which kind of carries that goes across the room. The Tark's muted right now, so he can't really respond, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. He's here. Never mind. Jalil, you hear Alexi's voice echoing across the room,
Walk towards it. Yes.
and you see the same thing as you're walking down the room. You see these opal-topped rectangular objects.
Whoa.
Never seen anything like this before.
Downstairs there was these same rocks kind of hanging from the ceiling, but
There's one
I don't know,
missing
have I-
here.
can I make a check for roll to see if there's anything similar like this?
Roll me intelligence.
Telejorts.
Nice.
Let me see what you got. Nice.
My fault. I actually hit a jerk.
You're good. I don't know where you were. You got you. When did you vanish, Jose? So I know to catch up on.
Somewhere he dropped the flame. Not
Damn!
the flare.
Damn!
Bruh, I'm not gonna lie. I hit a tree, woke up and it was dark outside. I'm biking back now.
Yo, are you okay?
What?
What? Holy shit.
I mean, yeah, like nothing's broken.
What?
You might have a fucking
You mean you hit a tree on your bike?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, not a car. My car's already fucked. That's a different story for it.
Yo, you still dog?
Hold on.
Gabe, come get your cousin, bro.
I'm about to in a second here.
Go get your boy.
Man's biking home with the concussion.
Make sure you let someone else know that's nearby that you're biking back with a possible concussion, please.
Yeah, no, I'll let you. I'll let that know when I'm home.
No, let them know now, please, and tell them where you are. Thank you. Oh my gosh, man. Well, after you dropped the flare, Marlon and Lucy went to the right. You and Jaleel went to the left. You found a large room with a bunch of hanging opal gemstones, kind of ever so slightly spinning on coiled ropes. A large stone grate in the interior wall. You all reconvened the main foyer. Lucian handed Jaleel a baseball-shaped and sized object that bears resemblance and similarities to his own artifact, except a lot smaller. And then everyone except for Lucian and Yuri went upstairs to the next floor. And you guys currently just walked into a large room that has a bunch of rectangular benches or tables that have opal tops to them.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like an obelisk or something.
No,
like
it's hundreds.
vertically
But it is hundreds
rectangular.
of these same objects.
Hmm.
But with
Are they
that
just
check,
on the outside of the room,
no, they're all through it. They are the entirety of the interior of the room. They are the entire room.
like a church, like all facing one direction?
Uh, you could say it like that, I guess.
Okay.
But you did find that the one at the very end is hollowed out with a like the opal top of it is off to the side, and it's one of them is hollowed out, and there's a stone sheet in there with carvings written on it, or I guess words written on it in an old dialect. I will say the only thing that with your roll you got, only thing that catches your eye, Jaleel, is kind of beneath the stone sheet. Looks to be a like elastic band of some kind, which you recognize to be an but looks to be like a much older version of like a ceremonial Mosin marriage band. As she goes around the bicep, is sitting inside of this alongside the sheet.
Hmm. Be something to do with those skeletons we found out front.
No, those were
Take a
those
closer
were
look at the
Nasir's
sheet.
parents. Those were Nasir's parents. those were Nasir's parents.
Yeah. But
Look
if
at
there's
this.
a marriage band in here,
This is like an old.
I'm
This is
assuming they
old
didn't-
though.
hmm.
Marriage bands have been
Oh,
used
okay.
in a long time. That's like old world Eremos culture. And this looks to be this like the same kind of thing, but a different material is used for this one.
Okay.
You look at the sheet, and I will paste what it says as you translate it. It isn't written. It is the exact same writing as the ones on the planks and beams. The exact same handwriting you can gather with your because I had you read this before. It reads to you. Here I abandon my name, leaving only a wanderer. Alone I trek through the cold and silent dark.
I'll read it out loud. This must be. I mean, clearly this temple has great meaning to some people, but purpose is still vague.
And welcome to investigate further the room if you'd like.
Take a look around.
Alexandra, go ahead. Actually, I'll have Alexandra, because Ellie's been real quiet. Alexandra, go ahead and roll me either intelligence or wisdom, your choice.
Okay.
While they've been looking over this, I'll have you have been looking around.
Alright.
Damn! As they're reading this and you're kind of taking in the area, you begin to... Eyes adjusting, of course, to the low light. Even with the lantern, allows you to gain a bit more vision. You spot, looking through the opal, same material as the interior, this barely translucent, opalescent type surface. You see something blurred, like faintly beneath the opal surface. Like something is within, either within or below the opal of each of these objects in here. As you begin to focus more, you begin to point out distinct attributes. Torso, legs, arms, a
I was
head.
just gonna say.
There are
Face.
human bodies within every single one of these objects in here.
It's a tomb.
Yeah, pyramid. Pyramids are always good.
All except for one, apparently. All have been sealed.
Interesting. Is the bodies in the unsealed one?
No, it's empty. Just the
That was
carving
for
and the
you.
marriage band.
There's your name on it.
Silence, entry boy.
I'm actually about to do something crazy as fuck. I'm gonna climb inside.
Okay, climb inside. It's a little snug.
Does anybody
Would you like
have
to
one
have
of
my
these
camera?
stones?
Close your eyes.
Jumping back to Lucian and Yuri at the entrance. What are you two doing? It's been about 30 minutes at this point now, going on 35.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, he's been. You guys have been here for a minute. Each room was each first floor.
Nothing has happened to them.
Lucian? Lucian?
This is raw Lucian roleplay.
It might be. I don't know. Is Chris, you here? Chris? I don't think he's here right now.
That's canon.
Lucian is not paying any mind now, Yuri.
Is he cracked out again? Broke out.
So Yuri, what are you doing in that
What am I
case?
supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? I don't know.
Violently strokes it.
How long has the thing been so far, would you sort of guess? Because that flare lasts an hour, so when it runs out, I know an hour has passed total.
It's like it's reached like a midpoint of how it's burned out at this point. That's how long you can gauge. It's been about 30 minutes at this point in time. It's how long you've actually been down here since you first fell. Can't tell. Only person that can tell time without a clock would be Alexi.
And they went down the middle stairs specifically.
Up the middle stairs. Up.
Up. I'll walk to the end of the stairs and I'll look up to see how high.
Oh, it's a
they seem
tall.
to
It's a
go.
tall staircase. It's 5 minutes to get to the top of the staircase.
I will just look up. Whoa.
Yeah, very tall staircase. You don't
I'm
hear
gonna
any
check out
footsteps
that
either
thing.
currently.
They're really up there. Are they really alive right now? They wouldn't be dead, no.
There is a little bit of a deranged old man. This is by himself.
Everyone around me isn't talking to me. This could go a lot worse. I'm still not gonna go up yet, but I am gonna keep my eye on the time through my flare. I'm getting skittish.
Under the stone.
My lawn goes to floor 3.
Hello.
Takes about 5 minutes to get to the top of the steps again. Marlon to floor 3. Floor 3 has very little. On either side of the staircase are fields of sand and thin walkways, irrigation and tools. You see penned off sections of this floor harbor skeletons of medium or small animals. Opal gemstones spin on ropes arrayed along the ceiling, and further down this central path through the middle of what you can guess to be a farm of some kind is another staircase.
You know what I'm gonna do, gang?
What?
I'm going up.
I'm gonna put you in a hard lock and just make you wait there. Get a second here.
Look, my man is focused on getting the fuck out.
I should have came to the desert then.
I came through with your desert trek.
Fine. I'll go left.
The left is the only way to go is up or down at this point. This floor is just a large farm.
Oh.
It's up or down now. The only other room
walk around.
the only other room to go into was on the second floor.
What are you gonna be going up?
Yeah, you gotta wait there now. You gotta look around. And you're gonna look around the farm now. Maybe look around the farm. Those of you in the large sort of burial chamber at this point, it seems, all these sarcophagi in the room. What do you wish to do now? Beyond the marriage band, or the marriage band? I said that right?
I think I'll probably climb out and probably realize, oh, it's been a little while. Probably head down and meet with the old man down below.
Okay. Alexi,
just to let him know we're alive. So,
Yeah.
Alexi climbs out.
and I'd tell that to everybody too. Like, should probably check in with the others, make sure they know what our life.
Drew, Alexandra, Jaleel, you guys waiting at the top, are waiting at the second floor, or are you gonna go back down with Alexi as well?
I'm gonna go back down.
Okay.
Yeah. Same.
Alright. So I'd say about 45 minutes. There's like, you want to say maybe 10 minutes left of your flare at this point, Yuri. And you finally begin to hear footsteps coming down the staircase.
Dang.
Almost an hour has gone by before everyone except for Marlon comes back down.
So I'm seeing basically everyone.
Yep, everyone except for Marlon is currently here.
Oh,
I'll say.
you're all alive. Lucian would not tell me what happened. Where's Marlon? Is he dead?
There is another floor up ahead, another set of stairs after this one.
And you're all just going to keep exploring this place.
Found the tomb.
Found the tomb. Thunderbolt. Absolutely wonderful. What's next? A temple to some long-forgotten deity? Sacrificial altars?
I mean,
How much more are we going to explore this place before it does something to us?
Didn't you want to explore all this, Yuri?
Didn't you think didn't you think a skycart was black magic? And yet you interfere with all of this religious culture like it's nothing.
I
The
followed
moon has
you.
spoken to me before. Followed me.
Yuri, I followed you into this fray. And now you're backing out the moment we get into something?
This is more than just following. This is more than just following him. We have fallen into something out of our realm, and I do not like it.
We knew this getting in.
It was not real until now.
Can I ascertain how he looks?
Roll me wisdom or intelligence.
Yeah. Doobity-boo.
Oh, wait, I'm on mute.
Woodham. Let me do my little thingy. Damn, again. 81.
How would you describe Yuri's current emotional and mental state? To a, it doesn't have to be super in depth, but to an astute eye, into at least knowing you for a decent amount of time, how would you describe your emotional mental state to Alexi in particular? Any details only he would notice, I suppose, be a good way of putting that.
Yuri has a specific way that he pulls at his fingers when he's fidgeting with them in a nervous manner. And instead of a normal nervous amount of this, it almost seems manically done. Sometimes he keeps his hair. This is not one of those times. Anything about him you'd think, because I wouldn't say he ever looks scholarly, but he's a doctor. He has a presentability to him, and none of that is being upkept right now.
Jalil. Yeah.
Oh, you go first. You go first.
Well, if it eases your mind on the temple, we've been following this group, and there is no sign that they came back through the way that we all fell in. There might be a way out through the temple. Your best chances of seeing the sun again might be just moving forward, confronting your fears that you have now.
And what of Marlon? Where is he?
He went one floor up.
And you let him go alone?
Figured we'd check in before we head back up. We needed to grab you.
This might be the end of us all. That's
We're
fine.
down here already. We have nowhere else to go.
You can't bake a bread leaving it out of the oven. It's a process. It's the only thing that brings change. You stand here, we have no way back up the way we came.
And what if we get lost?
This temple is pretty straightforward. I'm sure we could find our way back.
Places of rest are sacred. It's rest. I don't think we're in danger here.
I do not trust your judgment entirely, but if Jalil is so comfortable with touching this ground, perhaps I'm being unreasonable. Fine. We will go.
You all ascend to the second floor. There is one yet to be explored room on the second floor. There is a room at the far side of the hallway, a bit past the staircase going up. And then there's the staircase.
Probably check out that room real quick.
Okay. Do you peek in any rooms, Yuri?
No.
Okay. Anyone going to describe to Yuri what you guys found in the room while you guys walk, I guess? Just to get Yuri caught up.
Can I pop in the room on the second floor that nobody went into?
Oh yeah, you're all heading there right now. In that case, you push open the door as a group. No, you're heading there. You push open the door as you're heading the same at this point. Before you in this room are clay crates and barrels, wicker baskets, and glasswork. A massive and well-organized storeroom.
Huh. I'll rummage through the glasswork and pick out a couple of items to bring back.
I'd say, just going through all the different objects, about half of the items are still full. About half of them, all the barrels and crates and baskets, about half of them are all still full. There is no lack of supplies in this storeroom. You find foods and cloths and, well, rotted foods now, like long, dry rotted foods now. Some are still, dried meats are still good. Cloth, plant seeds, and dried herbs, basins of water, tools. Anything you could need to sustain living is in this room.
I might fill a small bag too with just a pinch of different grains. Maybe if there's anything that's not too badly rotten, but is just kind of dried up.
Well.
This is amazing. These discoveries. I mean, clearly nobody's been down here for, years, obviously, but who knows how long.
I do
Got
not
like a
being
rucksack.
desecrator.
Please, clearly these people are sophisticated. And this is a multi-use location, as you can tell. Many people would like to know of this history. If we know not where we come from, then we, it's just lost to the winds. Can't let that happen.
Give me an intelligence.
Show me something. Has the moon ever spoken to you, Jaleel?
Has the moon ever spoken to me?
That is a very strange question.
It's beautiful.
No. I'm not gonna bother you have to roll with that. No.
I'm gonna look at Yuri with just this face.
Also, roll me an intelligence check as well, Jaleel, while you're talking.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'll probably take one of the pieces of cloth and wrap stuff up in that, because I don't think I have a whole lot of extra space too. But intelligence. Oh yeah.
The longer you're in this place and seeing these many rooms, and this will become more evident when you go up to the next floor, this is not entirely a place of worship, nor is it a burial ground. It's like a small little city almost in here, or at least a communal living structure of some kind.
It's very likely this place was once above the dunes. Above
It's
the
casino.
No clocks, no windows.
There's
Just like Encino.
you found you found food and supply storage. You found a worship room, apparently, like a worship corner, apparently, a large open expansive room of flat ground for whatever purpose. Even possibly the sarcophagus room might have been where people used to sleep before they were buried in there. Their beds might literally become their sarcophagi after they passed on, for all you know. But this place looks like it could have served multiple purposes at one point in time. And as you guys are exiting the storeroom, heading to the second floor, and I'll say at this point in time, Marlon, you are heading to the next floor up. As you guys get to the third floor, you do see a massive, what probably was once a farm at one point in time, as there are penned off cords with animal skeletons, sandy cordoned off areas, like quadrants where the farming process was done, dried out irrigation networks. This is what all of you see, by the way, as you reach the third floor. It is these irrigation and farming tools and penned off animal sections, and a staircase to the far side of the room that Marlon is currently ascending at this current point. Similarly, of course, Gila, there are those same opal gemstones spinning on those ropes in this room that you and Drew had both seen in the first room. Marlon, as you begin heading up to the fourth floor, you do hear your group coming up behind you, just reaching the top of the third floor staircase.
Oh, if I hear them coming behind me, I'll turn around and wait on them.
Okay. Lucian, are you doing all right, Lucian? At this point in time, what are you doing currently, Lucian? Did you grab anything from the storage room? Is Chris here? He might be knocked out. I know he works early in the mornings. Usually, he might have passed out. In that case, you all as a group have reconvened officially. You all are on the third floor, on the farm type floor. There is a floor above that you all can ascend to if you wish to go.
I'm so gonna end up going up.
What are you all doing? Yuri, Jaleel, Alexandra.
I'm back from stroking my shit.
What?
We're on the 3rd floor, the farming floor.
Yes, you just got to the 3rd floor. You see Marlaw heading to the 4th floor at this point in time, a few feet ahead, like a few yards ahead of you guys currently.
Nice. See, there's Marlon.
Yes, Yuri, you do indeed see Marlon, Yuri, heading further up currently.
Good. That is Marlon. This is everyone.
We're fine. We're doing okay. It's stuffy as shit in here, but we're fine.
Do you all head to
Has
the 4th floor?
anyone seen any imagery of the moon?
Yes. Moon, sun, not the
No,
astrological
no
signs.
moon.
No moon, just the sun.
Yep.
Just the sun, no moon.
Only the sun.
Possible sun worship, maybe.
Oh, excuse me.
Maybe it was, gives warmth. So, funnily enough, when it comes to, just for your reference, Gabe, with Alexi being superstitious, he's only superstitious about shitting gaspillage.
Good to know.
Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because it's like, oh, this completely unfamiliar with means it's fine. I can do whatever I want.
Okay. I
So,
understand.
unless there's things that he knows that are associated with, like, the religion he grew up with, then he's gonna get wary.
I shall keep that in mind for my future endeavors.
Yeah. He
You
does
all-
have that sense of adventure, so.
Jose, you alive, Jose? You good? You awake still? You didn't pass out?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
All right, I'll make sure you didn't pass out on that bike again. Make sure you're good right now. You never know.
I'm not gonna cry, I'm not-
All right, just making sure. You all ascend to the 4th floor. The 4th floor has a short hallway to a spiral staircase directly in the center of the hall. It is a much smaller floor than the other ones. Each floor is getting progressively smaller the further up you go. In the center of this hall, on the far end of this hall, behind the spiral staircase heading upwards, is a singular door, a very large, ornate-looking door. And there's a spiral staircase heading up in the center of the room, or of the hall.
Can I inspect the door?
Okay. Are all of you going to the door as well? Or is anyone heading further up? Or anyone waiting here, I guess, rather. I ain't letting no one go upstairs anymore. Is anyone waiting, or is anyone going to investigate the door? Those are the new options now.
I am going up the stairs.
Marlon, you get punched in the neck by a ghost. Marlon gets hit with the fucking Dio tree, and he goes, doom, back to the bottom of the staircase again.
Alright, I will accept that one. I will accept that.
Plank of wood falls from the ceiling.
Looking at the door, Jaleel, anyone else that is nearby, Jaleel as well. The door is sealed with 4 intricate stone locks. Each lock, it's a puzzle, guys. Each lock has a sphere affixed into the center of it.
Yeah.
The locks themselves are arrayed on a wheel which can be turned to put a different symbol front facing.
I use greater knock and we go right in.
What?
To clarify for all of you guys as well, to make it simpler for how to describe it, there are 4 spherical locks that all have different symbols carved on the sphere. You're not sure what the arrayment of them is supposed to be, however, Nasir's not here. Jaleel, and I will actually say, because you've done some research into it, Yuri, if you'd like, can roll me intelligence.
I'm gonna roll in my grave in a second here.
Yo! No.
Damn.
Literally. I'm so fucked up by this place, guys.
Bro, just
You're not
sad.
You're not sure what the symbols represent, however, they at least appear to be depicting like a state of the world in some way. One depiction is I'll paste all of them in the
I'm pretty good
chat.
at looking with my eyes. I could give it a go.
I'll paste all of them in chat now that I think about it.
Maybe stupid, but I'm not dumb.
This will go into the notes section. I'm gonna put, since you guys didn't get the intelligence check. Oh, I forgot Nasir's alive as well. Both of you can roll more time because I forgot Nasir would have stuff. I forgot about that. This is important because it involves Eremos, and Nasir is an Eremos.
Most boys.
So I can roll again?
Yes. Intelligence or wisdom, your choice.
Scumbags.
Damn. 1 second here. If I can separate all these, we'll get them right. Okay, with those checks and with the help of Nasir backing both of you up with this case, the three of you begin to decipher the images that I will paste in chat. You realize that the etchings are of the different seasons in Eremos, from how the sun and moon are arrayed in the etchings. They're a bit different than they should be usually, according to Nasir, but Nasir would say that one's, that's rolling sands, that's the sunfall, that's looming dark. And then they get to the fourth symbol and they go, I don't know what that one is. And I will put all of them in the chat. It's a very simple puzzle. It is. I'm gonna delete this part though. Oh, actually, should I have Nasir roll something for this? Yeah, and I'll leave it in here. With Nasir's help, because of this, I will leave these in there. I'll delete this part. That's not. Because that's just for DM knowledge. I'll delete all of these. Here you go. It is in the notes chat of the game for all you to look at. Control I. Sorry, I'm just making it easy to differentiate all of the symbols for you guys to look at. Control I. There you go. Oh, why did it do like that? That's stupid. There you guys go. Those are the different seasons of Eremos, and then how the etchings look on those sides. And there are 4 wheels. And I will actually do this to show you the wheel alignment, because each wheel does not have the same symbols on them. Delete. Get off my screen, you. Delete. Bonk. Of course, feel free to use the docs I have. They get you. That's how each sphere is currently arrayed. Those are the symbols that are on each sphere. They aren't arrayed like that, but each sphere has 3 different symbols on each of them, or 3 different etchings on each of them to differentiate the season. The top sphere only has the new symbol, rolling sand and looming dark, and then, so forth and so forth. But those 3 spheres appear to be how the door locked, and it looks, though, from your investigation, Jaleel, that once you kind of pick a side, you just push the sphere inward, and it will lock into place if it's correct. But none of them are locked into place currently. They just kind of pop back out.
Simple moon in the middle of the sky, so I don't know.
But there is, of course, that 4th symbol that you also have no recollection of either, Jaleel, that you've never seen before.
This is a sun temple, or that's what you said. Maybe there is sun worship. Alexi, right?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I saw Sun Temple.
Remember, Alexi's stupid.
very simple person.
Maybe maybe it's the sun, the symbol, the new symbol we don't understand. Literally,
Also-
these are seasons. I guess we just align them with the correct seasons. Maybe the sun up high and the winter in the bottom.
Remember, the seasons are different in this world, just so you're aware.
Oh.
If you wanna see the array of the seasons, they are in the player doc, in the what's it called section, in the player document section. You can just go there, and the seasons for Eremos are in there. I'm pretty sure that's just under the under traditional calendar and the little categories thing. Is it in there? Oh.
That's really
Oh.
cool.
It might not be in there anymore. Did I? No, it's in. Is it not in there? What the fuck happened to it? Yeah.
You see, it says my game is paused. How do I unpause it?
Oh, here you go.
Thank you, sir.
They aren't in there. Why the fuck? Where did it go? I'm sorry.
Can we do stuff out of character for trying to solve this puzzle?
Yeah, by all means.
Okay.
I'm
So-
sorry. I totally fucked that up.
Personally, if we're solving this in a conventional means, it's likely a celestial cycle puzzle. So dawn, day, dusk, night, dawn again.
Yeah.
So basically just rotate the puzzles until you get into the different phases of the sun from dawn, day, dusk, night, dawn again. And that would probably solve the puzzle, no problem.
I'll put this in the notes section for you guys. So that the whole thing is gone. There you guys go.
Hey, I'm in heaven. I just see white.
What are you talking about?
What?
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me go around real quick.
Oh!
Sorry, I'm moving all around.
Oh no, yes, not in real life. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
I know you're not. You're talking, duh. I know. You'd be a lot more paying if you were just seeing white in real life, bro, I'd imagine. But yes, let's see here. But yes, for your knowledge, Tark, because you are from Eremos, the seasons do go fall, or I guess rolling sands, which is like the fall spring period, sunfall, which is summer, and then blooming dark, which is winter. But there's that new symbol in there that is the fourth thing. But the usual calendar goes rolling sands, sunfall, looming dark, and it kind of does that for the seasons.
And I'd align them, the new symbol up top, and then rolling sands, I'd go clockwise. Rolling sands right.
As you try and lock.
Rolling sands, then looming dark.
Oh wait, if the sunfall, maybe. Yeah.
Actually, rolling sands, sunfall, rolling sands, looming dark, rolling sands.
There's only 4 symbols. There's only 4 spheres.
Yeah.
So then rolling sands, sunfall, rolling sands, looming dark. If we're doing like a calendar from the ideas of how seasonal changes, rolling sands would be a transitional period.
Rolling sands is fall and spring.
Apparently. I mean, it's a lot as far as you know. Roll me. I need you to roll me intelligence, though. That's what I asked you to do earlier. I almost forgot. I got a sidetrack. I need you to roll me intelligence, Jaleel, and I will say you get a D10 bonus because of your nomadic heritage.
Yeah, because I'm just doing this from basic.
Damn! I mean, you get advantages in the seer, but god damn, Tark.
I need my stone. I get my stone. I ponder my stone.
Oh,
from
for an extra reroll?
From Yuri. For a reroll.
Well, you get advantage first from Nasir, and then you can get a reroll if you'd like.
But yeah, it's just a D10.
Well, I'm saying you get advantage first from the seer.
Oh.
Something I keep telling you get advantage first. And the D10. And I believe. Oh
Oops.
yeah. Is that your stone reroll?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case,
We lost one.
I know Christian. Oh, Christian.
Yeah, we lost Christian.
He's picking up Nicole. I will add in some extra notes. I should have to say it. Rolling Sands. Like, again, the carvings on these are close enough to the season to understand what they would be. However, Rolling Sands season is normal. There's nothing different about the carving of that one, according from you and this year analyzing it. The new symbol, you've never seen a season with that alignment before. It's got, that there's no alignment of sun and moon in that way ever, from your knowledge, either of your knowledges. In Sunfall, though, it's just a little off. Typically in Sunfall, the sun blocks about only 3/4 of the moon at most, as opposed to this depiction where there's no moon in sight at all. And in Looming Dark, the moon typically fully blocks the sun entirely in Looming Dark, which is not what this depiction is showing at all either. So the seasons are just a little off, except for Rolling Sands. So how do you... I will ask as well, of course. Drew, Alexandra, Lucy, and Marlon can also throw in ideas as well if you guys would like. It is currently just Drew and Jaleel, Alexi doing most of it. If you have any ideas, you're free to, of course, save them.
Man, if I had them, I would have said them.
Tay, right?
I don't get this shit.
I mean, I will say it's not terribly difficult. I hope. I try to make it relatively simple.
Y'all got this. I believe in you.
Alexandra, Drew, Lucian, any ideas?
I don't know.
I'm sticking still with my original
With 2 rolling.
logic thought. Yeah.
But
Using like the certain stuff is transitioning between the seasons. So,
yeah. I mean, there's 4 symbols though, and 4 slots. I don't know if I would do Rolling Sands twice. But yeah,
we
maybe
only have 3 seasons total. I'm assuming Rolling Sands will probably end up being twice.
What's the new season then, or the new symbol? Just a. I would do the new symbol up top.
That's like the beginning.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, that's a good
Sunfall, Rolling Sands, Looming Dark, clockwise.
So you're doing that way? With Looming
Yeah.
Dark. Looming Dark last? So you did new symbol, Sunfall, Rolling Sands, Looming Dark, that order?
If we're doing clockwise, I'd do new symbol, Rolling Sands, Sunfall, and then Looming Dark.
Right. Hopefully it doesn't explode if we get it.
Only one symbol
You know-
locks in, the rest of them do not. Looming Dark locks in. Now the other are correct. It went it locks into place, the rest do not.
In the lefts.
Yep, in the very
the
last
left
left slot, Looming Dark locks in as the very last one.
Can we do the top one as Rolling Sands then?
Spin that one around and push it in. That one locks in as well.
Okay. And then do the one on the right as Sunfall.
No, it does not lock into place.
Then the one on the bottom is Sunfall. To the right.
Locks into place.
Okay, then the next one is the only remaining one.
Yeah.
I mean, was it? It locks into place, yeah. I gave you the calendar. I know what to say. The only difference with the new symbol, of course, but it is just the seasons how they alternate traditionally. That's all it is. Except for the new symbol, of course, which as all those lock in, again, your recollection, Jalil, there is no fourth season to your knowledge at all. So having this one at all be involved in this cycling of seasons in Eremos does not seem correct to you, but when they're slotted into place after this trial and error, the door does clunk as the last one locks into place, and the heavy stone door begins to move ever so slightly as it is no longer sealed down anymore, able to be pushed.
Yeah, that's why I was originally going with like the logic of the Rolling Sands, Sunfall, Rolling Sands, Looming Dark, Rolling Sands, because the transitional series would just go from hot, transition, cold, transition, hot, transition, cold.
Do you wish to enter the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doors push open. Inside is a single altar along the central path. Very short path. And on either side of this path are coins of glass and gold. Hundreds of them. And there's just an altar at the far back of the room.
Gold, you say?
Gold and glass. The coins are made of both materials. It's like a gold and glass type material made of these coins.
Cool. I'll take a handful.
By all means.
And yeah, I'll walk to the altar. Is there anything on the walls?
Nothing in here, no. They're more innately designed, but nothing in here. And as you walk up to the altar, the rest of you all kind of taking in the room, you notice, Jalil, that the altar's empty. Atop the altar is a rectangular indentation where an object must have once rested. In its place is a stone sheet with more writing across it. The same writing as the burial chamber, the same writing as the bridge posts and the beams.
In the slot where the item would go?
Yes. Something was left in its place.
There's
another stone sheet with the writing across it, yes.
Try and read it. See what it says.
Paste it in chat. It reads, I take with me our chart of suns in hopes to find the homes away from home.
You're cutting out.
Am I?
Yeah.
That's weird. Let me try and fix this. Hello. Hello. It reads, I'll say it again, sorry. It reads, I take with me our chart of suns in hopes to reach the home, or in hopes to find the homes away from home.
You cut out at the last word again.
It's
Why?
in the chat, anyway.
Why am I cutting out? That's so weird. What the fuck?
The homes away from home.
Why's it doing that? Peculiar.
This might be from the Traveler.
Destiny theme song first playing.
That's all that's in here. The only thing remaining is, of course, the staircase up to the next floor.
I'll jot down what it says, and well, there doesn't seem to be much left in this room. Shall we keep going?
That's all that's behind this wall?
Yeah. Within this sealed room is just this altar with an object that's been removed and these gold and glass coins.
I'll take another handful of coins on the way out.
Yeah, just add in like, I mean, they're fairly large, so I'll say you have like 15 total.
I'll grab probably a couple coins myself.
Yeah. I mean, they are like glass and gold, so they're a bit heavier, so I'll say at most you can get like 20 if you want to carry them. At most you can each get like 20.
I'll grab 20.
You're going straight to the black market.
What?
We gotta make bank.
I mean, there's gold in there.
Yeah. I'm here for the money.
So, there's just the spiral staircase at the top.
Uppies.
All right,
You
Marlon.
wanna go first?
Christian is not here right now. He's picking up Nicole.
Oh. I'm guessing not.
He would never want to go first, yeah.
He would have to be carried.
What are these spiral stairs? Are these made of the same opal as well?
These ones are, yes.
Alright.
The other stairs are made of like the kind of same goldish stone as the exterior walls and the other staircases. This staircase itself is an opalescent material. As you begin to climb what appears to be the pinnacle of the structure. You all ascend, and at this pinnacle, at the summit of the structure, you find a group of people surrounding a middle platform. Two of these people in this group are angled so they can see the stairs you all are coming up, while the rest of them are looking in the direction of Vincent Rowan as he stands at the top of the platform. Sunlight kind of beaming down on the equivalent of a massive magnifying glass of some kind. Vincent is mumbling something, his voice echoing like whispers off the surrounding walls as if he's reciting something. He circles up another level of the ascending platform as he continues to read from these etchings in the floor, getting to the center of this large lens. And as he kind of reaches this point, his voice raises an octave as you all have just now gotten here. The people up there do not draw weapons to stop you. They do see you and do kind of almost square off with you a little bit more as you approach the top. However,
but I'll put my hands up, not saying anything, just in a friendly gesture.
I'm lighting a cigar.
You do see Norman is... Oh, sorry, Norman is not here. I forgot. Marlon, Norman is not here in this group right now. Two of them... You know, if they're beyond Norman, there's another member of the group that was previous to the lighthouse that is not here currently. Everyone but Norman and this one other fella are currently in this place at this moment. And Vincent, his voice began to carry as he speaks louder, reaching the top.
He's chanting?
No,
he's
he's
rock at his head.
Not chanting. He's reading.
Oh. Do we understand? Is it in a language?
He's speaking. He's speaking in a language you all understand. Yes.
Okay.
There was a point in time where we did not look to the false sister for guidance, and we were punished for it. Today, we rattle the bars of our prison. Here and now, the puzzle that froze the world begins to be solved. He looks back. I'm glad you all could make it for this. I cannot wait any longer, though. He pulls free a small, book-sized object from a satchel and unwraps it. Before your eyes is a thick, opalescent gemstone slab that glitters and refracts the light.
Reflects.
He pulls from a hip pouch 2 halves of a carved blue gemstone and clicks them together before slotting them into the center of the slab. Turning to you, his eyes are wide with excitement, his lips pursed to speak. Hear me, my fellow prisoners. The sanity you hold dear is not your own. Trust in the madness.
Uh-oh.
How about no?
Crazy Dutch bastard. I don't think Yuri's gonna have a choice.
How big is this room?
It's fairly large. He begins to speak in something akin, but not quite Schmal, the language of Eremos. But there are many words that also oddly register as being Kodukel adjacent. Do you revolt?
How quickly can I make a Molotov with my flask of alcohol?
minute or two.
What?
I'm asking you all a question as a party, individuals rather. Do you revolt?
I don't
I'll step
revolt
forward.
against the what?
There are no shortcuts to power. This is a beautiful place. I don't know what's happening now, but don't throw away anything to madness. Clarity will help you find what you need.
I ask one question.
What's the question?
Where is Norman?
He's not responding. He's speaking in a different language right now, in your direction. I asked you all, do you revolt?
I don't even know what I'm revolting against.
The sanity you hold dear is not your own. Trust in the madness. Do you revolt?
Yes, I revolt.
Yeah. I've revolted this far, I guess. Shit.
Alexandra,
You know,
Drew,
where's the nearest stairs?
this is a
there
choice.
any-
You can say no.
I'm
This
al-
is a choice.
I'm also going to ask this in a weird question. Does this resonate with anything from the religion my father is and I kind of grew up with at all?
Not in the slightest.
Okay. Then I'm going to revolt. Because
Alexandra, Drew,
I don't...
are they here? Are they dead too? Lose those two?
Desire.
That's crazy. Okay.
I think the only person who wouldn't revolt is Lucian.
I don't think Jalil would.
If you
Yeah, I made my comments.
All right.
Wait, hold on.
What are we waiting for?
I don't think I'm going to revolt either. The only reason why I say that is because I made a choice to go deeper. If this is the deeper, then I'm going deeper.
I think the revolt is the revolt of sanity, so to agree. So I guess to go deeper would be to not revolt.
To go deeper
Yeah, but-
would be to rebel against the prison, of course. To revolt.
Okay, then I'm revolting, yeah.
I'm so fucking confused.
It's
you said that in the most confusing way you possibly could. I'm gonna be
Yeah. I was very clear at the beginning. He said, trust in the madness, and then I asked, do you revolt? He just said, it's been a lot of prison motifs here. Rattle the bars of the prison. Hear me, prisoners. Trust in the madness. Do you revolt? And I thought it was pretty clear in it.
I gave it, are we revolting against what he's doing?
No, if I wasn't. I would ask you what you're doing in that case. I asked a very particular question. I wouldn't say, what are you all
Gotcha,
doing?
gotcha.
I asked...
I revolt. Definitely revolt.
Yeah.
No. In order to give answers, fuck it. We revolt. I gotta know my homeboy's okay.
I guess Jalil might. Jalil probably doesn't believe in this. I feel like he's more logic driven. But if everybody's saying yes, then he would probably just go.
Well, no one's saying it verbally. This was not a verbal question. This is a question I'm asking. This is more like a feeling you're getting. The same question you were asked if you continue to cross the bridge. It's the same feeling as that. There's no spoken word here. I'm asking if you choose this as the DM.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalil wants knowledge. Jalil wants I guess if it led to more. If there's an unseen or like an unknown truth, then yeah, he would.
I need you all to roll me a wisdom sanity check with a bonus of 5d10.
5d10.
Wisdom
I will
sanity.
remind you of something very important. This is the last DM freebie I give you. The sanity you hold dear is not your own. Trust in the madness.
Ooh.
I need you to roll me with some sanity check with a 5d10 bonus, please.
Okay.
Can I roll to like get a detailed like explanation of this feeling?
What googly
Of the feeling? No, it's what he said to you. That is what
Just what he said.
Vincent said. He said, "The sanity you hold dear is not your own.
70.
Trust in the madness."
Hell yeah. Fuck
This
yeah.
is an important thing to tell you guys. You
No.
can choose to fail a check.
Oh, you can choose to fail?
Yes, I've not taken that away from D&D. You can always choose to fail checks.
Okay, then I'm gonna choose to fail.
Oh. Yeah.
I was saying it as the DM. I need you to roll it, but you can fail it if you want to. I'm not making you succeed. So who is choosing to fail? Alexander, Alexander, are you choosing to roll against it, or do you wish to fail the sanity check?
What does that help?
He told you all that the sanity you hold dear is not your own. Trust in the madness, and he began to speak in a language that registers as both the language of Eremos and the language of Gaspillage, almost with words that coincide with both.
I'm good with losing my sanity.
So you choose to fail. Let's go.
I mean, I'm already a raged person, so with zero sanity, I hope that happens.
In that case, those of you that choose to fail, of course, as we discussed, do take two sanity failures.
That was intelligence.
You're rolling sanity, Jaleel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he would give up all of the structure of like the basis for his moral
I understand completely.
direction.
Those that choose to fail do take two sanity.
Finally hit disturbed.
Do take two sanity failures. Go to your. I believe it's under your not conditions. What's the part of the
So
sheet?
is that 2 check marks?
Yep,
or
2
you
check
can go
marks.
down?
2 check marks.
So I'm at 3 now. So I go to the next one.
So remove all the check marks. You got undisturbed now.
Okay.
I'll have to ask.
Thank you.
I'll ask everyone else that's not here. Those of you that chose to fail can hear what I'm going to say next. Jaleel, I apologize, but I'll need.
Here, I don't know what we're doing.
Oh, where'd you go? You passed out?
Well, I used the bathroom and I came back to pass or fail. I didn't know what to
Oh,
say.
what was the last point you were here for?
I don't even remember. I'm not gonna lie, I used the number 2. I was gone for a minute.
Oh my god.
Damn. I know that
forgot
ass
that's what-
hurts.
Vincent told you all.
Dropping logs?
Vincent told you all. There was a point in time we acknowledged the false sister for guidance, and we were punished for it. Today we rattle the bars of our prison. Here and now, the puzzle that froze the world begins to be solved. He pulled out a small book-sized object, which was, of course, for most of you that are aware, is the one that many of you were looking for that was stolen a long time ago. Pulled out 2 blue gemstones, slotted them into each other, and then looked to you all and said, "Hear me, fellow prisoners, the sanity you hold dear is not your own. Trust in the madness," and began to speak in a language that registered as both the language of people from Eremos and from Gaspillage, almost like intermingled into one language. You can choose to fail a check. Of course, you can choose to fail checks if you want to. And I asked all of you to roll me a Wisdom Sanity check with a 5d10 bonus, but you can choose to fail it.
Oh, no. I'm gonna roll.
All right.
So you said wisdom?
If you wish to roll, yes.
With what?
5d10 bonus, a bonus of 5d10.
How do I roll that?
Just do /r space 5d10.
Okay.
All right. In that case, I must deafen you and
96.
I must deafen you and Jaleel then, because you do not hear what he says next. So I will be deafening you too.
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
Thank you, Jay.
I keep forgetting to turn that off.
Those of you that chose to fail, I'll have to ask, of course, Nasir, Yuri, Cosmina, and Lucien when they are here. Those of you that chose to fail, hear this. It begins to register ever so slowly. These are words that... It's odd, because most of you don't speak any language from Eremos at all, but parts of this language just register as something you know. It's almost like being able to decipher languages that have a similar Latin root. You can kind of tell that that word means that. It's that same feeling you have with this as you're listening to it, though. It's almost like a translation that happens in your mind as you are choosing to hear what is being spoken. He says, yes? Chris?
What do I roll on my side with the bull?
Oh. You can choose to roll a Wisdom Sanity check, but you can also choose to fail. So if you want to roll, it's a Wisdom Sanity check with a 5d10 bonus, or you can choose to fail it. And I gave the pointer that Vincent said, the sanity you hold dear is not your own, trust in the madness, before he began to speak. And then I asked you to roll me a sanity check. You can elect to fail, if you wish.
So, to go with him, you fail?
Assumedly. It is, of course, a player choice, what you wish to do.
Man, I'm trying to side with the dude, so...
If you choose to fail, then mark off 2 check marks on your sanity, because you do fail twice while you're in this temple. All failed sanity checks count as 2 failures as opposed to 1. That being the case, you also hear this, so I will not deafen you. All of you that chose to fail hear him say this. Again, in a language that is both from Eremos and Gaspia, but also simultaneously from neither of them. This tongue was the first thing of ours it took from us. We must remember it. He says nothing more to you all as he turns in place of the slab in the center of the large lens. The sunlight... Well, actually, let me go back to these two and undeafen them. Drew and Jalil, you guys are back. You hear him speaking this... The tongue he speaks, of course, is foreign to you. It's not anything you can decipher, but the rest of them appear to be almost listening. Everyone else in the room, besides you all... I guess I can't, of course, speak for those that aren't here, but you see as Alexandra, Alexi, Marlon, Lucian are all almost intently listening, it looks like, to Vincent. There is an understanding they have as he speaks, one that you two do not. And after he finishes speaking in that tongue, he turns with the slab, places it within the center of the large lens. The sunlight strikes it from above, refracting blue and gold light that scatters across the room, focusing through the lens down the center of the structure. The walls begin to alight with radiant sun golden metallic sheen across the entirety of the interior. This place is now brightly illuminated. The building begins to shudder as long, idle mechanisms move. The top of the pyramid begins to close almost tighter to seal itself, trapping the light within the structure. The entirety of the chasm starts to rock and shudder as Vincent turns and shouts and waves his team down. I mean, he's waving, I guess, the room down, but mainly his team. This place will seal us all inside. Follow me. We cannot die here. He sprints across the room, placing a hand onto a stone panel or a stone slab on the wall. It kind of indents in, almost similar to the same pressure plate of the doorway to the sarcophagus room. And a large chute begins to be revealed behind a hidden wall compartment that Vincent immediately jumps and slides down without even taking a glance at where it leads.
Yes. I mean, I don't want to die.
His team immediately begins to follow them one after another. The chute goes for what feels like minutes. 5, 10. Before you are dropped out onto an old stone bridge that crosses the chasm below. You appear to be on the backside of the pyramid, running toward a tunnel with Vincent and his team a few dozen yards ahead. Rocks tumbling off the edge with each hurried footfall. The stone bridge is unstable after years of withstanding the wind and sandfalls that plague this chamber. I would like Marlon to roll me a D100, please.
Me?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh.
29. Okay.
Oh.
Don't worry about that. Alright.
Is this a soul thing or is that a Quarry D100?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
More rolls?
Don't worry about it.
What if I kept that 69 from earlier that when we were all confused of what the fuck was happening?
Nah, don't worry about it. It's okay. I need to do this one. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. I am
This
so
one.
sorry.
Carry you out of here if we have to. 4 rolls.
Oh.
And that brings us to. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. As Lucian, because I mentioned he's the fastest, because Lucian is the fastest usually of most groups, just because of his hound nature. Lucian begins to take lead of the group, heading forward. Nasir close behind, Marlon close behind, Nasir tracking up behind him. Alexandra, I already said Lucian. Alexi, as well.
Mm-hmm.
The ground begins to crack beneath your feet as you guys begin to push forward.
Oh shit.
The other 4 begin to pull the rear. Drew, Jalil, Yuri, Cosmina are pulling the rear, running the same length of distance. It cracks again as Alexei finishes crossing the bridge, crumbling more and more with each heavy footfall of the many people of your group passing, now crossing this archaic construct. As Drew bolts forward, the remainder of the group at your heels, the stones ahead of you fall one after another, Drew. Too quickly for you to bring your speed to 0, and you're too slow to warn those behind you to stop. The ground beneath Drew, Jalil, Yuri, and Cosmina drops away.
Oh.
The 4 of you fall into darkness as you and the stones plummet out of sight. The rest of you and Vincent's team storm up a narrow staircase filled halfway with sand. The lead in Vincent's group, lighting a lantern on their hip to illuminate the way, you are forced to clamber over loose chunks onto your hands and knees to carve a passageway, providing little purchase, as sand is beneath your feet. I need the remainder of you to... Second here. Oh, damn. Those of you in this tunnel, so everyone except for Drew, Jalil, Yuri, and Cosmina, you all lose stamina. You all lose 40 stamina from sprinting. Everyone except for Drew, Jalil, Yuri, Cosmina.
Okay. 40?
Yes, 40. It is for sprinting for 2 rounds and an extra D10 for climbing. Stone begins to grind loudly from up ahead, a large seal pressing itself forcefully through the sand that blocks your path. Hundreds of pounds of the same sand begins to pour down as it's displaced above, threatening to bury you all as you begin to crawl up this staircase now. I need strength checks from Lucy. Oh, I guess the only one that are here right now would be Lucian and Alexi currently, I believe. Because, yeah, Drew, Jaleel are down there. Oh, and Marlon. Yes.
Strength.
Yes, Drew, Jaleel, not Drew, Jaleel, sorry. Marlon, Lucian, Alexi, Alexandra, roll me strength check with a D10 penalty, please.
Check or save?
Check.
So it's just a flat D100?
Yeah, I fail.
Well, there's no save, just roll strength. With the D10 bonus. Or D10 penalty, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh! Alexandra, you're up. Yeah! Well, even with the D10 penalty, Alexandra would pass the 57. It is
I have a 5.
Oh, no! I believe Lucian and Alexi.
Mm-hmm.
How do you roll the D10?
You're fine. Even if you roll the D10, you still succeed. The penalty it's for a penalty to see what you get because it's for the adverse conditions. Alexander, you begin to push ahead, catching up to almost catching up to where Vincent's group is at this point in time. But looking back, you notice that Lucian, Marlon, and Alexi are almost up to their it's, at this point, sand is passing the lower part of their chin at this point in time, and they're beginning to suffocate in the sand.
Oh.
Those of you that failed, you three, are currently fine. However, you do technically have the suffocating condition, which doesn't do much. It just makes your any checks to stop suffocating harder with every round you fail the check. Alexandra, what do you do? As you claw your way through the sand moving forward, beginning to get ahead of the cascading granules, you see the others of your group are struggling to make their way out.
Do I have anything I could give them to help?
That's up to you. Check your inventory.
Is there like any rope nearby or anything, like structurally inside?
Not inside, no. You are welcome to ask members of Vincent's group if they have anything to hand out as well. Nasir passed as well. Nasir with a 6 in strength passed? Excuse me?
Are we rolling again?
And it's like, I forgot to roll for Nasir. That was my fault. I had to roll for Nasir.
Oh, good.
That was me forgetting that. If you'd like, you can ask Vincent, but I believe, I don't know if then you have rope on your person in particular, but if you want, you can ask Vincent.
I have nothing useful for now. I called out, does anybody have rope or something for me to help?
I have an oar.
It's with you
Toss
still?
it.
Yeah, I've kept it.
Oh, he can't toss it. He is buried in sand right now.
Could I lift it up?
No, sand is heavy.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. I'll say, or we'll roll with that. One of members of the team turns around, and it's not a lot of rope. It's like maybe like 15 feet at most that he kind of like had like coiled around in a side satchel that he tosses down to you. Before he keeps running up the stairs as well. I need a Constitution check from all of you that are currently suffocating, please.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I mean, you should be fine. It takes each round is 10 seconds. It takes at least 30 seconds.
My God.
Can I use a 54 pass or fail?
54 would pass.
Okay,
There is still the D10 penalty to it, so you can use a will pull to counteract if you'd like, though.
I'm gonna check the D10 penalty and then I'll see.
Oh no, you can choose it now. You can. I mean, I guess you can if you want to do it that way, but you can also just counteract the entire penalty by just saying you consume a will pull to do it. But it is your choice entirely if you wish.
Oh, yeah, let's counteract it with a whirlpool.
And I guess, Alexi, you managed to get yourself out of the sand and push forward, leg coming up. The rope from Alexander is tossed down, but just as it's tossed down, you're no need of it at this current point. As you pull yourself out, Marlon and Lucian. Let's see here. Let me check your constitution, Marlon.
Could I try to help Marlon to give him advantage?
In a moment here, you can. You get to roll a second check for Marlon. You have a total of 40 seconds. Yeah, 40 seconds of air.
Oh great, that's fantastic.
You're only 20 seconds in so far before you pass out. You're fine. Lucian, I believe Lucian, you have a minute of air, which is down to 40 seconds now. But Alexi, you're out. I will say the next con check can be made at advantage for both of you, Lucian and Marlon, as the sand at this point is past your head, just your hand sticking out of the sand, trying to pull yourself free. a rope reaches your hand, Lucian, and Alexi reaches out for you, Marlon. As you feel a firm hand clasp on your forearm, being to try and pull you free. Actually, first, Alexandra and Alexi, roll me strength checks, please.
Okay. 56.
Let me check something real quick. Let me make sure I get this right. What is your current stamina, Alexi?
73.
73. Okay, you're good. I'll make sure it doesn't disadvantage yet. And you're good, dude. Yeah. 56. In that case, Marlon, you can roll with advantage. Same with you, Lucian. You can both roll me con checks at advantage, please.
Block.
You get advantage. You can roll. You got it. You got it.
Oh, this was minus D10, right?
You don't need to do it. Even with the penalty, you still pass. Even if you got a maximum 10, this will be a pass. And Lucian, I need a D10 from or con check from you as well, please.
Is there anything that happens if I'm unstable?
If you are unstable, that is for I believe. Let me check sanity. Sorry, sanity. There it is. Unstable sanity. You just have disadvantage on checks that involve sight because you have persistent shadows in the corner of your eye that kind of throw you off. They take the shape of your past fears or trauma. Oh, you're fine. Even with a D10 penalty, you're fine. With the help of these two, you're pulled free, no longer suffocating. However, you guys were 2 rounds in there. I need you to roll me one more strength check, please, both of you. At advantage again, but you are still getting helped. Not even a bother. Even with the penalty, you're still good. You all managed to pull yourselves free of the sand. None of you suffocated and died. Okay, alright.
He was really hoping he killed.
I was surprised that I rolled that good because I have no problem killing Nasir for not being here. I mean, not against Naomi, but I have no problem killing players that are gone. But Nasir rolled an 88 with a 6 for strength is crazy. That's just a flat roll with the barely. It's crazy good roll. Regardless, you all, as you free yourself from the sand, get 1 foot up, 1 knee, climbing out up the same staircase. Sunlight begins to blast down into the darkness of the stairwell. And body by body, people begin to pour out from beneath the sinking dunes and onto the surface. Your group is a few paces behind them, but as you all breach out into the sunlight, many of them have already collapsed onto their backs or are kneeling down or hunched over to gather themselves. The air is thick and tough to breathe. Its warmth uncomforting at the best of times, but at this moment it feels like the best air you've ever had filter through your lungs. I need all of you to roll me one final check, a Constitution Sanity check with a D10 penalty, please.
Constitution Sanity?
For physical trauma, yes.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
Marlon, you take 1 fail. Alexander, you take 1 fail.
I'm gonna use one more willpool to make sure I'm good.
So confirm we are no longer inside the...
Oh, you picked up one, huh?
I mean, yeah, like, we're, like, completely out of it.
Oh, you're at the surface now.
Correct.
Nasir...
Oh.
Has to... Oh, Nasir's just going to counteract with a willpool to succeed, because they got a 50 even.
Yeah, that's why I got a 53, which so I counteracted with willpool.
Oh, yeah. Very good. After...
I'm taking that risk. It's not my gamble I want to take.
After regaining your focus, catching your breath, at this point, those of you that are able to do a head count and notice something that makes the sweetness of this small respite turn sour. You are missing 4 people from your group, and not a sound is coming from the stairwell. Your companions, Jalil, Drew, Kazmina, and Yuri, are gone.
No! Not
and
Yuri.
that is where we end tonight's session.
The others can die.